Hey everybody, Dr. Kevin again here, and welcome back to our 30 days of back rehab. And today is day 12, where we will continue on our core strengthening exercise series. Day 11, we started to introduce our core exercises with the bird dog exercise. And in day 12, I'm going to show you my personal favorite exercise called the dead bug, because I think that this is one of the when done correctly, it is one of the most challenging, one of the most stimulating, and one of the exercises that really gets my abs and my core to really start to activate. But again, it's also very, very, very safe on your back because it's not only eliminating stress on your back, it's also teaching you how to simultaneously protect your back while also engaging your abdominal muscles. So again, like the day 11, I'm going to show you a couple of different variations of the exercise from the most basic and easy into the most difficult. And again, this exercise is just for a lot of my patients, when I show this exercise to them initially, they don't really think much of it when they first see it. But once they start to engage their body, once they start to really grasp the proper form and the proper technique, it's one that really brings a ton of activation, again, stimulation, and just a lot of a really healthy strengthening effect in the abs, which can help take a tremendous amount of pressure and stress off of your lower back. So let's get right into the level 1 variation of the exercise. Okay, so let's show you the level one version of the dead bug. So the reason why it's called the dead bug is because, well, the position you're in is ultimately going to be with your arms and your legs up in the air as though you were like a bug that's dead, just laying flat on its back. Okay, so I want to just spend a minute or so just to teach you what I believe is the most important part of all of the dead bug exercises that a lot of people don't really know about when they try to do something similar. So again, the most important part of the exercise is to make sure that your back is staying completely flat and completely flush into the mat. Now, a lot of patients, especially for people that are struggling with a lot of back tightness, a lot of back stiffness, are going to notice that their back might start to arch a little bit. So if I try to slide my hand underneath somebody's back here, a lot of people they're so tight in their lower back that their backs are actually lifting and arching off of the floor. All right. So what we want to make sure you do before you do any of these exercises is just to teach you how to just flatten your spine into the mat by just kind of rolling my pelvis under while simultaneously just trying to push my abdominal muscles down and just try to flatten my spine into the mat here, just like so. Okay, so there shouldn't be any room for any bit of space for my fingers to travel underneath my spine because my abdominal muscles want to stabilize my core to prevent any movement from occurring through my lower back through here. Okay, so before you attempt this exercise, just try that a couple times. Just try to lay on your back with your knees bent. If you feel your back is arching a little bit, just try to flatten your spine into the floor. And right then and there, you should start to feel a little bit of engagement, a little bit of activation, and sometimes even shaking or quivering of these abdominal muscles. If you are able to feel that, that's how you know you're getting the setup right, and then that's what's going to help power you through the rest of the exercises. Okay, so the level 1 variation, this can be done one of two ways. If you're really having a hard time keeping your legs and your arms up in the air, you can also practice this with just your feet flat on the floor. But for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to have you start by just having you bring your knees up to about 90 degrees towards the ceiling, and then just bring your arms up 90 degrees towards the ceiling. And again, I want to make sure that my back is staying completely flush and flat into the bench, but also making sure that as I do so, my hips aren't coming up. So I want to make sure that my knees and my hips are maintaining this 90-90 position where my shins are just parallel with the floor and with the ceiling. I want to maintain this tabletop position while keeping a flat back. Okay, this is a little bit easier said than done. So once you start to try it, you'll know what I mean when you try it. Okay, so the level 1 version of the exercise, similar to the bird dog, is just simply lowering one arm down. Well, again, keeping my back flat, keep my core tight, and pull my arm back up nice and slow. So what I really want you to focus on when you're doing this exercise is focus on making sure that you are not allowing any movement to occur in the legs or the arm that are not moving. Okay? Sometimes people have a tendency when they're lifting an arm or they're lifting a leg back that they're not really paying attention to the limbs that are stationary, so their arms and legs just start flailing all over the place. But since this is a stability exercise, what I really want to make sure you focus on is trying to limit any movement occurring in the arms and legs that are not moving. So let's just show it a couple more times. So flat back, spine flat into the floor, right arm comes back, nice and slow, nice and controlled. Pull my arm back up. All right, you can even hear my voice shaking because my abs are actually already shaking and quivering just by holding this. Very difficult, but also very safe on your back to do. Arm back up. And one more time, each side. Pull the arm back up. Last one. Back up. Okay? So that's it for the level 1 variant of the dead bug. So again, if you manage to keep your back completely flat, if you manage to keep your abdominals engaged, if you try to limit any movement occurring in the limbs that are not moving, I guarantee you will feel a huge activation and a lot of just stimulation in these muscles, and it also shouldn't really hurt your back at all. So again, that's it for level 1. Now let's show you the level 2 variation. All right, let's get into the level 2 variation of the dead bug. So again, I'll be starting on my back. And we'll be starting in the dead bug starting position with my arms up and my knees up at 90-degree angles. And the level 2 variant is simply going to be extending one leg while keeping the arms and the other leg completely still and completely stationary, like so. Okay? Just like so. And similar to the variation number 1, make sure that your back is staying completely flush and completely flat along the mat, and just limit any movement. If you start to feel your back wanting to arch, just try to flatten the back down. And again, concentrate more on the leg and the arms that are not moving, and you'll really feel a ton of activation and stimulation in your core as you do this. Try to do this slow and as controlled as possible. Like so. One more time, each leg. And last one. Again, keep your back flat. Don't let it lift off the floor. Keep the abs tight. Really feel abs shaking. You can probably hear my voice cracking right now. Because that is tough. Really hard to keep the core engaged. But again, if you are able to keep your back completely flat, just try to keep the level of activation in your core the entire time. You'll really feel it. This is one that really gets the abdominal muscles. But again, it's very, very safe to do since you're also learning how to stabilize and protect your spine at the same time. So let's get into the level 3 variation of the dead bug. Okay, so let's get into variation number 3 of the dead bug. So same thing. Start by laying on your back, knees up to 90 degrees, arms up to 90 degrees, and let's practice just tilting the pelvis and flattening the spine into the floor. And in variation number 3, it's going to be just like the bird dog, where we're going to be going opposite arm, opposite leg, going back, nice and slow, nice and controlled, and pull the arm and leg back up. Again, nice and slow, nice and controlled, while making sure you're keeping this back as flat and as flush against the floor or against the mat the entire time. Let's go left arm, right leg. Slow, controlled. I won't be able to talk much since this is actually quite challenging. Feel a lot of shaking, a lot of quivering in my abs. left arm, right leg, slow, controlled, pull it back up, and that's it. So even for me, as someone that you know takes a little bit of pride in trying to keep a strong core and keep a strong back, even just after a couple of sets with each arm and each leg, my core is actually already tired. My back is feeling pretty good, but I could just feel my form starting to break. My abs are starting to quiver, and I just really couldn't hold the form much longer. So if that happens to you as well, even if it's just after one repetition, or even if it's just after trying it with your arms or just trying with your legs, if you start to feel your form breaking, if you just can't keep your back flat against the floor, if your abdominal muscles are just getting to a point of fatigue, then you're pretty much done with the exercise already. So that just showcases you. Hopefully that showcases just how difficult this exercise can actually be in terms of getting your abdominal muscles to really start to activate. But again, if you keep your back flat, if you keep it flush, that's going to provide an extra level of safety in your spine to make sure that you're not going to hurt your back. So that's it for the dead bug exercise. Try level 1, try level 2, and then try level 3, and just pick the version and the level that you feel most comfortable or most confident at, to make sure that you're getting good quality repetitions and to make sure that your back is staying as flat and as flush as possible. So that's it for the dead bug series. My personal favorite. Really stimulating, really brings a lot of activation to your core while also teaching you how to protect and stabilize your spine. So that's it for day 12, and hope to see you again for day 13. Take care and have a wonderful day.